He's a dad and he's a husband. So allow me to introduce to you our first speaker of the evening, Coach Samuel Iwanda, who is going to share with us insightful elements, insightful knowledge about how to command the room. You're most welcome, Coach Samuel, sorry.
Thank you, Isabella, and thank you everyone that has joined the call. I'm glad that the room is full, and I'm also glad to see David Asanga in here. So, as Anna has introduced, that is who I am, and yeah, above everything, I'm a mentor, I'm a friend, and somebody who is passionate about sharing information. And that is why this space does exist. Over to you, Isabella.
Thank you, Coach. So for someone who is looking at becoming a public speaker, they want to build confidence, they want to have a presence, they want to have influence when they are communicating. I have a question for you. Many people associate public speaking with standing on the stage. How do you define public speaking, and why is it that how do you define public speaking, and why is it that it is such an important skill for professionals and leaders? Over to you, Coach Samuel.
Thank you so much, Isabella. So how I define public speaking is that every time you're speaking to more than one person, that means more than you, then you're actually speaking. It's called public speaking. So as somebody who is in the corporate space, as an employee, but also as a leader, every time we come across opportunities to speak, and some of these opportunities are those we choose. Some of these opportunities just fall on us. Maybe you're in a meeting and they ask you to give your view, or maybe you are just maybe in an elevator and you meet an executive in there, or it's a networking event and then you have to speak either in a smaller group. So public speaking is all around us. Even at home, you have visitors here and there. So you find that you need to be able to develop confidence, because this is a skill that you need at any point in time. So for me, public speaking is being able to express your ideas to one more than one person, and also being able to do that confidently, such that you're able to pass on the message. So public speaking and communications go hand in hand, because at the end of the day, it's not just about you just speaking, but also being able to get the other person also get the message that you're trying to share is very important. Now, for us, even as we have this conversation, one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they hear the word public speaking, they feel timid, is they look at themselves as to be more, either they're inferior or they don't have any value to really offer. But at the end of the day, one thing that I've come to believe in as a professional is each one of us has a message, each one of us has an idea. Yes, it may not be as of that of an expert, but the idea you have is of your own experience, and it's only you who has actually lived that experience. So as we develop this skill, one of the key things, especially that really has helped me as an individual, is self-belief. Being able to know that because I'm in the room, then I belong to the room and I should have an opportunity to be able to share whatever is on my mind. So either it's an interview that somebody has been invited for, either it is a church meeting or a family meeting, public speaking is essential and really very important in every aspect of our life. So that's what I can really say to that question. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for that amazing answer. I hope my colleagues here on the call are writing down something so that at the end of the day you can tell us and share with us what you have learned, and if this is going to help you to at least sign up for public speaking classes. So in the meeting, we also have our very own Coach David Asanga, who is a signature speaker. He is also an author. He has written very many books. He's a corporate MC. He's called Mr. Influencer. He's the Mr. Happiness, Mr. Joy. He's an inspirational speaker. He's a marriage mentor, and he's a husband. And he is also a speaker and an events host and moderator. So I would like to ask the same question to you, our dear Coach David. How do you define public speaking, and why is it such an important skill for professionals and leaders?
Okay, thank you, Isabella. That was a very powerful introduction. You gave me some titles that I don't even know that I have. That I'm a Mr. Influencer. Well, I wonder who did the Guinness Book of Records, or who did the whatever awards to give me Mr. Influencer. If you're saying Mr. Influencer, I think Samuel should be Mr. Influencer, not me. Because me, I'm still coming up. I want to be like Samuel when I grow up. Right now, I'm still growing up. Okay, thank you for that introduction. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I was late. I was trying to figure out some things. I thought things would work out. Normally, I'm not supposed to be late. Also, I'm not supposed to apologize, but I have to do this because we're told when you're speaking, you just go ahead. So my question has been given to me. I have to answer it, but then let me respect my audience and apologize. Where I am right now, I thought there will be power, but there is no power. So that's why you're hearing the voice, you're not seeing the face. But you should understand, we're in Africa. And the white man says Africa is full of darkness and all the rest of that. But in any case, we shall still continue. So normally I put on my video to depict that I'm a speaker. And those are the qualities we teach also when we have the classes. So back to my question. Why public speaking and what is public speaking? Samuel himself has given a very apt definition, very powerful definition. My voice is just to lend to that definition and to add to that. I usually say, just like it's written in the Bible, many of you here are Christians, some are not, but just listen to what I'm going to say. Somewhere in the Bible, it says, where two or three are gathered, it says Jesus is there in their midst. And so me, I have a definition. Where two or three are gathered, public speaking has begun. Where two or three are gathered, public speaking has begun. Exactly what Samuel, defined. So people who think that public speaking is all about standing on stage, that is in the days of the 18th century or the 17th century or the 13th century, when our grandfathers, our ancestors existed. Though that was the definition they had about public speaking. But in this dispensation, in this era that we are, in the 21st century, a century that is full of information, artificial intelligence, Gen Zs in the generation also, Gen X, the millennials, the generation Y, or whatever. Public speaking has evolved. So you no longer look at public speaking as standing on the stage with crowds, standing on the stage with hundreds of people. But the moment you shift from yourself to the next person, you are engaging in public speaking. That is number one. Then, when we now want to take it further, like Samuel talked about, the issue of communication, then we can now have a serious conversation, because many people speak, but not many communicate. Let me say that again. Many people speak, but not many communicate. And let me take it much more narrower. Everyone communicates, few connect. I say that again. Everyone communicates, few connect. First, I said many people speak, but not everyone communicates. Not many people communicate. Now, I brought it back closer that everyone communicates, but few connect. Think about that. Think about that. You can go to the chat session and write down what I'm saying so that I know you're here. You're here. Me and Samuel will know you're here. You can write down what I'm saying now. Everyone speaks. Many speak. In fact, everybody speaks. Everybody speaks. But not everyone communicates. And everyone communicates, only few connect. Only few connect. Now, why do I say that? Because communication takes it further. Communication is about connecting. Communication is about understanding. Stephen Covey said, seek to understand rather than to be understood. Communication is about impact. Communication is about transformation. Communication is about touching lives. So when you communicate, you are connecting. When you communicate, you are supposed to be understanding the other person. That's why I always say also, don't think like a speaker. Many people think like speakers. They want to impress. They want to show that they are speaking. How many public speakers do you know? The way they talk, they want to impress you. They want to look like celebrities. They want to own the moment. But they are not thinking of the audience. They are not analyzing the audience. Is this my message fitting with these people right now? This is an afternoon, and I prepared a 1-hour session. But these people seem to be hungry, but I don't care. But I'm speaking. I'm not communicating. Also, I'm not connecting. In fact, recently I was meditating, and as I was meditating around communication, public speaking, I got a thought, and I wrote it down. I have a quote that now, if you cannot connect, then you have not communicated. Where there is no connection, forget about communication. Communication is about finding a common ground. Have you found a common ground? So, when we take it further, we are talking about connection. We are talking about being understood. What you are saying. It may be 5 minutes. It may be 2 minutes. But have you communicated? Let me summarize it this way. Speaking is about the channel. The channel. Communication is about how well you are understood, the impact, the mode, the way you connect. Many people speak, but not everyone communicates. And everyone communicates, only few connect. So why then do you need communication? To the part B of the question. Number one, according to Peter Drucker, a 19th century scholar in management, in communication, in many things. He wrote many things, many theories on management. He said, as soon as you climb one step from the bottom, every one of us here, I know you are a professional. Some of you have just gotten your promotion. Some of you are waiting for a promotion. Some of you are into business. That is one step higher. Some of you, your business has grown further. That is one step higher. So as soon as you climb, you move up one step higher. Your ability is determined by how, or your effectiveness, not just your ability, your effectiveness is determined by how you can communicate, both in writing and also in speaking. Think about it. Many people can speak, but they can't write an email. I used to receive many people's email. You see the way they write, like they are chatting with you. That's wrong. There is a way to communicate in every setting. So as soon as you climb one step from the bottom, that's why you need to know how to speak. And it's just that where I am now, there's no power. I would have shown you the ladder that you are now at the bottom because of maybe your skills, your education. But the more you grow, your communication skills is needed. Think about the influencers, like Isabella called me Mr. Influencer, or Samuel that's always writing. It is communication skills that we're using. Right now, technology is about communication skills, whether we are saying AI or whatever, IA or whatever, artificial intelligence or anointing intelligence, whatever. You need communication skills. I'm having a training with some ministers, some pastors, just very soon. And there were some people have been asking, why do we need public speaking? Well, already we are pastors, we are religious leaders, we know how to speak, we are born speakers, we have the anointing. And I asked them a question, some of them, where was the Holy Spirit when your church members were sleeping? Where was the Holy Spirit when they were distracted? Because what you were saying was not making sense again. And you couldn't understand your audience to know what to do next. That brings me to the theme of this webinar, commanding the room. You're in an interview and you're claiming you're brilliant, you're intelligent. So where was that your brilliance, your intelligence, when you couldn't command the room? Your interviewers, you couldn't, talk to them to know and see the confidence in you, what you are saying, no matter what you are talking about. So as soon as you climb up, one step from the bottom, communication skills is very important. Number 2, according to Warren Buffett, he said, you will be 50% more than who you are now, if only you can be able to speak and communicate. Hey, you'll be 50%. Maybe you're a single man. You need a woman. That is your 50%. But what will make you to be that married man is your ability to communicate. You are a single lady. You need a man. 50% from where you are now. Ability to communicate. You are a married man, a married woman like me. What will keep you in the 50% or raise you high in the 50%? Your ability to communicate. And I used to say it jokingly, whether you're in the boardroom, in the courtroom, or in the bedroom. Communication is very key. Speaking is very key. So you need to join the mentorship. So that's number 2. And then the same Warren Buffett said that a man who cannot communicate is like a man who is winking at a girl at the dark. Whoa! Cannot communicate, a woman that cannot communicate is like a man who is winking at a girl in the dark, just like where I am now. There's no power. Everywhere is dark. There's no power. We're just using torchlight everywhere. And I'm seeing a girl, so to say, let's say I was not married, and I'm seeing a girl and I say, wow, this girl is beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I tell her, oh, wow, this lady is beautiful. And I'm just musing in my heart. And then I look at her. She's not seeing me, but I'm seeing her. I begin to wink my eyes. She doesn't know what I'm communicating. Sorry for me. She doesn't know. She can't feel the love. No emotions, nothing. So that's why you need communication. Communication. Oh my. I can go on and give you why you need communication. That's why people like us, we don't joke with this skill. We don't joke with it. We don't joke with it. I am into it, and you can see somewhere. 100%. You can wake me up in the night. I'm now into public speaking. communication. Anywhere you need it. In fact, recently I was in a funeral from my wife's family, and I saw a very, very important woman in this country, one of the executive to the I think first lady's office, the president's office, and she came for that funeral service. I said, wow, so my wife has this kind of people around her family, and this woman does not know me. I went to greet her. It was because of public speaking, and she was surprised. How confident are you? I said, hello ma, I didn't care the security that was there. I walked into her. Hello ma, I've seen you somewhere. You spoke in a very important meeting. I heard your message. Your speech was powerful. Thank you. It's good to meet you. My name is David Asanga. I do this, I do this, I do this. Wow. Right there, she exchanged numbers. She gave me a number. Let's connect. Let's do things together. Let's partner together. If I didn't know public speaking, I'll be afraid. I will say, this woman is here. You'll be, reciting the vowel sound. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Let me stop there. Over to you, Isabella.
Wow. Hey, people, join me and we give an applause to our coach. This is truthfully a lot of information and very amazing information. Thank you so much, coach. Thank you so much. Speaking has evolved. Public speaking has evolved. I hope you are writing down something so that at the end of this session, things have not entered one ear and have gotten out from the other ear, right? I hope we are learning and we can be able to get something from this. I have another question. Over to you, Coach Samuel. Can you share with us a moment when your ability to communicate effectively opened a significant opportunity in your career or business? Coach Samuel.
All right. Thank you so much, Isabella. And thank you so much, Coach David, for breaking down all that around public speaking. If I think about a moment when public speaking really opened a door for me, I would really want to reflect about interviews. And even as we're coming to this session, that is one of the things that came to my mind. If I look back and look at some of the interviews that I went out with the confidence that I'd asked them, interviews where I demonstrated confidence. Now, as a professional, you get across many job interviews, if at all you're applying here and there. But how you're able to express yourself in those rooms matters a lot. Of course, those rooms come with anxiety. It comes with questions that you may not have prepared for. But the public speaking skill for me has elevated me. There's even a point in time where I reached and said, as long as I'm actually shortlisted for an interview, that job is actually mine. Or at least I will not fail at that kind of stage. So being able to develop that confidence to know that even if you, as long as you have the opportunity to enter the room, you will be able to command it and get out with opportunity to go to the next stage, I think for me comes out very key. The other time I also think about that also public speaking elevated me. There's a conference I was attending with my boss. So as I was attending this conference with my boss, it so happens that my boss was engaged and he had a conflicting meeting. So he asked me to go there earlier such that he can join me later on. Now, somehow he was supposed to present at that event. So when his time came through, he was still tied up in the other meeting, and somehow it took long. And now we came to a position where he asked me to go on to present. This was an international conference with lots of stakeholders, World Bank, and so on. And somehow I had to get to stage and had to present. Now, one of the things that really helped me at that point in time, because somebody will say, but I've not prepared, I'm not confident, how can I speak? The opportunity had come in front of me and I had to speak. And I'll tell you that speaking opened a door for me, a promotion, because the organization now started to see confidence in me. They started to give me opportunities to speak. Right now, I'm a lead trainer at our organization at KPMG, where I now coordinate aspects to do with training. I've been seconded to go to Kenya to have a certification in public speaking, but all that came through because the organization started to see that I can actually be able to speak. So that's what I can really reflect when it comes to opportunities that come as a result of you being confident. Over to you.
Thank you, Coach. That is amazing. And we are really happy that opportunities have opened up for you in regards to public speaking. So thank you so much for that amazing answer. Coach David, do you have something to add on? Maybe you can share with us an opportunity that has opened up for you because of your communication skills.
Very, very many. Very, very many. I can't tell you how many. Even my being here is public speaking. Let me not go too far. Pause, think, sink in. my being here, I don't want to talk like Samuel. Samuel has given you everything, but let me bring it close, because some of you here may say, oh, Samuel is going to Kenya, is going to you start limiting yourself. Okay, let me bring it closer. Let's come closer. We are now in Zoom on the laptop. My being here on the laptop is as a result of public speaking. My being here. If I was not voraciously or confidently, aggressively, what other word? What other word? You can give me any other word. Those of you that are Englishians or grammarians, if there's any word like Englishians or mathematicians, whatever you are, just you can give me those words. But what I want to say is, if I was not aggressive, if I didn't build my skills on public speaking, I don't think I'll be here. Samuel will not even talk to me. The way I know Samuel, he will not even tell me hi, hello, what's up. No. He will not talk to me. He will not even give me his face. I will not even know him. We will not cross paths. He will be at river, what do you call it? River Nile. Me, I will be at the Atlantic Ocean. We can never meet because I don't have public speaking. And he has, so he will not meet me. So it's my public speaking that brought me here. That's why we are doing this together. Because of public speaking. Did you see me here for finance, for accounting? I'm not an accountant. If you give me any number, I will give you the wrong answer. I will give you. 1 + 1, I will tell you, is 5. Because I was not good in maths. And I'm not good. In fact, I used to dodge the class whenever it was time for mathematics. I will tell them I don't offer mathematics. Why? But mathematics was very important. Go to any curriculum, any education in the world. Mathematics, English is important. But imagine, because I didn't love mathematics, because of the way my teacher taught, once it's mathematics time, I follow other guys to go out. I say we don't offer mathematics. Imagine, I was in senior secondary where you choose subject, but I say I don't offer mathematics. Imagine how foolish we were. And it affected us up to now. So 1 + 1, I will tell you, is 5. But let's go now to public speaking. Oh my God, we can roll, we can give the vibes. Literature, I was very good. So English, speaking, everything, it opened the door. As I'm here now, I can give you many opportunities. Even in my organization, I make sure that I package myself, I brand myself in a particular way. My director, if they are thinking of anybody that speaks, is Asanga, David Asanga. Whoever comes, even till today, if they are talking of training anybody, before they go outside to bring trainers, to say, let's bring this particular trainer to train, they first of all say, but we can look at Asanga. Even if we are not going to pay him because he's in the organization, he can do something for us. So I've branded myself. It has opened doors. In fact, I was in a Bible college, and according to the policy of that Bible college, you are not expected to do any teaching or any training except you are from the US or you are a staff working in that place. Now, during COVID, they were trying to cut down, expenses on training and everything. I was just in first year. I just came in. I've just undergone divorce. My ex-wife ran away, and me, I was crying, wounded. So I said, okay, let me attend a Bible college. I went there. Now, in that process, I was doing short courses on public speaking somewhere in Uganda here. Somewhere, I think Kamocha, somewhere. There was a training school or something like that. Now, they began to discuss as staff, who will train us? And people began to mention my name. I was not a staff. I was just a student. I was just a new student, 100 level. You have just entered. Your head is still creped. You don't know anything. But because I branded myself, in fact, the way I dress, on Monday, I wear tie or suit or whatever. As a student, first year student, on Tuesday, I wear tie. On Wednesday, I wear tie. Then Thursday, I wear t-shirts or whatever. So people knew that this guy is brand. I didn't just come to school because I'm coming to school. I was also, putting out myself there on purpose. On purpose. Now others say, oh, I'm in a school. They dress shabbily. They wear slippers. They don't care. After all, it's a school. After all, it's a school. After all. No. Now, when it came for time to, recruit staff, they were looking for me because they knew I was going to, bring the image of the Bible college. In fact, when it came to writing scripts on TV, on radio, it's me that will call first of all. How do we write this? How do we do this? It was me. So I can't give you all the opportunities. But I can tell you, is it in my university? When I spoke, all the lecturers began to wonder, who is this guy? Who is this person? So there are so many. But the fundamental is, if I didn't have the public speaking skills, I will not be here talking to you. Simple and short. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you for being here because of your public speaking communication skills. And thank you for sharing with us those amazing testimonies, amazing opportunities that you had. I believe all of us also want to be somewhere, want to get somewhere, and this is a skill that we can all engage in. This is a skill that we can all participate in, no matter the level of work we are on, no matter the job we are in. Speaking can help us to be better in our lives. And so, as our topic says today, commanding a room. What does it really mean to command a room as a speaker? Over to you, Coach David.
As if I knew you will now switch. That will be first.
It's okay. You can share with us, and then we can have Coach Samuel.
No problem. But I was suspecting that I will now be the first. Okay, thank you so much, Isabella. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Samuel. What does it mean to command the room? Very simple. Presence. Presence. Commanding the room is too much grammar. It's too much in English. Let me just say presence. Executive presence. People don't just hear your words. They feel your presence. That's why I say always there are three things your speakers or your listeners are always thinking about. Number one is what do you make them to see? Then number two is emotion. How do you connect with them? So when I walk into the room, what is the first thing people think about? When I open my mouth, and communication is not only when you open your mouth, even the way you walk, the way you dress, you're communicating something. You're commanding the room. How do you command the room? By your presence. How do you walk? Do you say, oh, this is how my grandfather was walking? So you walk like your grandfather. But your walking does not communicate anything. How do you move with purpose? How do you answer questions when you're in an interview? Your words, before they hear it, they see your presence. Executive presence is very, very key. How do you enter a place? And just to go back to the first question that was asked about speaking and communication. Somebody can speak, but they are unclear. So now your presence, commanding the room now, shows how clear you are. Somebody can speak, but they are unstructured. They are not structured. Now, commanding the room now shows that this man, this woman, this young girl, this young man is structured in the way he does things. Commanding the room will also show how detailed you are, even in your dressing. How do you walk in? The etiquettes involved. How do you listen? Listening skills. Not just talking and talking and talking and talking. How do you listen? Also, how do you gauge the room? You have come to the boardroom and you have seen that these are managers, these are directors that are there. So how do you gauge the room to know what to say and to know how to say it? Not just what to say, but how to say it. Very, very key. Very, very key. So your presence is very important. You walk into the room. What do you say? How do you say it? Then also, I have what I teach people in this communication and mentorship class. That's why we're saying, those of you that have not join us. We're starting on Wednesday, so you don't want to miss it. I also add to how you can command the room by these words. Watching the people that are in the room. I talked about gauging the temperature that you are supposed to speak about something, but you see that this thing you want to say will not match. Then you leave it out. You don't force yourself to say what you want to say. You gauge the temperature, but also you watch the people that are
Coach, I think we have lost you.
I think he has a network issue, maybe.
Okay. David, sorry, Coach Samuel, maybe you can continue with the question as we wait for David to come back.
All right. David was sharing about presence. And for me, I want to share about preparation, still in the same context. But, if you're going to be a great public speaker, there's a lot that is going to happen outside the room. If you're going to command the room, there's a lot of preparation that will happen outside the room. Public speaking is like a war. And I don't want to use the war to make it so scary, but I'm just using the war as an analogy that whoever speaks great at on a stage has greatly prepared. You see, if you're going to speak for 2 minutes, or even if it's 5 minutes, okay, let me use 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. you may need over an hour to prepare for just that 5 to 10 minutes for you to be able to deliver. And preparation is about understanding the audience, because you can't command the room that has an audience that you don't understand. You need to get down to understand the message. What kind of message are you going to share? What is your structure of your message? How are you going to start? What is going to be your attention grabber? Maybe you're going to speak to executives in the afternoon. What is that is going to, as people are trying to make the judgment of you as you enter the room, what have you done that is going to make them wow? You know, you're not just going to wait to the room and look around the room and now start to speak, but there's a lot that's going to happen in the background. So in terms of being able to command the room, one of the greatest skills that has really come through is the aspect of preparation. And preparation gets down as a speaker. A good speaker should be a good reader. For every subject that you want to be called a speaker for, you need to be able to develop competence. You need to develop knowledge. There are rooms that you get to and people want to hear something different. When David was sharing about here his message of how as a speaker you need to be able to connect and all that, you could see that he speaks from an area of authority. What is that you're going to speak in the room that people are going to leave with, and at the end of the day say this was worthy it? Storytelling is a very important aspect when it comes to public speaking. For every conversation that you're going to get into, for every stage that you're going to step into, you're asking yourself, what is that I'm going to share that could relate to the audience in there? What story am I going to place in that could be able to help me deliver the message? All that happens outside the room. And when you do all that and embed it now with the presence that David was trying to share, then you're actually going to command the room. So that is what I just wanted to feel. I just felt that maybe I can be able to just supplement. Over to you, Isabella.
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you for those insightful words. And thank you, Coach David. You jumped off the call, but we are glad that you're back.
Yeah, I will not speak so much. I will just add to what Samuel has said. He has said it all. I will just say one thing, and I will close that topic of how to command the room. If you want to know more, join the class. Communicators read the room and change the temperature. That's all I will say. Communicators read the room and change the temperature. So how do you change the temperature? Samuel has given you everything. Prepare, read, make sure you carry the presence and many other things. So you don't just enter the room and leave the temperature the way it is. Have you had people, when they finish speaking, you say, wow, this man has really prepared. This man has read so much. This man knows what he's talking about. This man carries the presence. This man, well, as soon as he entered, we knew that somebody has entered. As soon as he opened his mouth or she opened her mouth, we knew that there is something. She's made up of stuff. She's a substance. They changed the temperature. So can you change the temperature when you enter the room, in the boardroom, in the courtroom, wherever you are? Think about it.
Thank you so much, Coach. That is amazing. Just one last question that I have for you, Coach Samuel. In this room, most of us are professionals, and public speaking, we fear public speaking more than anything else. When they call someone to go on the stage and say something, you have a lot of fear. So how would you advise someone to overcome their fears, and how did you also overcome your fears? So this is the last question, and then we can go to the next program. Over to you, Coach Samuel.
All right, thank you so much for that question. So it's something that I usually say, face your fears. So the truth is, even for myself, public speaking is sometimes not easy. Even me, there are rooms that I get into and I sometimes feel afraid to actually speak. And something that I've learned along the way is that every time you have a certain fear to speak, one, it is actually natural. All of us humans, even the greatest speakers that you know, at one point in time, they have stage fright. And good scholars also share with us to say that some of this stage fright is to demonstrate respect for the audience. Because if you do not respect the audience, you'll just utter out words as you should. Now, as a professional, one of the things that has helped me go from that fearful speaker to a speaker that can command presence is the aspect of self-belief, which I already shared about, but also being able to take on opportunities as and when they show up. So there's an analogy that I usually share, say, raise up your hand. Like every time you get into any meeting, any room, ask yourself, what am I going to contribute to this discussion? And this comes down to either being able to, if you're in a room, you are attentive to listen to what is being shared, or even doing earlier preparations to be able to find more about the topic. I'll tell you that one of the greatest solutions to fear and low confidence is preparation, as I earlier shared. Every time you are very, very certain of the message that you are going to deliver, somehow there's confidence going to come through. You've been to rooms where somebody's sharing about a topic, but you feel you are more knowledgeable and you have what to share. And you find yourself just even putting up your hand because you have the confidence within you and you've been able to prepare extensively. So I encourage professionals, one, to raise up their hands, to take on the chance, the opportunity as and when it shows up. Even when you feel like you should not, you need to be able to overcome the fear, face that fear, and be able to show up. And then one of the things I just want also to just share and say that public speaking, like any other skill, can be developed. If you are afraid of being able to speak up, ask yourself, what are some of those things that great speakers do? And that is where mentorship comes in. Because many of us, we think that it's just being able to speak. Because I can speak, then that's all what matters. But as somebody who has gone through mentorship and training, I'll tell you, when I went for my public speaking certification as an African certified facilitator, I thought I could actually speak because I was confident. But then it got down to aspects like, how are you utilizing the stage? How are you utilizing your vocals? How are you utilizing your eye contact? How are you engaging your audience? So all these come through when you go through mentorship. You get to understand the science of public speaking. And before you know it, because you've grasped all these aspects, you know even how to handle stage fright when it raises up. So all that comes, so it's through practice and being intentional about your growth journey. And before you know it, you're actually coming through. And I just want to commend you, Isabella. Isabella is one of those that have gone through our training. And seeing her being able to moderate this session is something that gives me pride, as well as David, to know that we are seeing transformation. Yesterday, Anna, who was also part of the program, was sharing with us how she was able to command the room in Canada. All this comes through because somebody has gone through training. When you go through training, there's some level of confidence that comes through. And even when you receive feedback from some of the things that you have been doing, because one of the things that we do within our public speaking mentorship is, as a public speaker, you continuously get feedback on some of the aspects. They are what we call blind spots. Now, these blind spots, you may not see them. Sometimes because you feel, yes, I can speak, you have filler words, you have, maybe you're not making eye contact, you're checking on the stage, you're doing whatever it is that you feel maybe is comfortable, but at the end of the day, that is distracting your audience. When we go through this public speaking mentorship, you're able to understand, what do I need to do? Where am I doing? What am I not doing right? What can I do better? What are some of those things that I actually do well that I can actually leverage on to really command the room? So I want to say that for everything, and again, this is my personal mantra, for everything that man can do, I can do. For everything that a woman can do, I can also do. What that means that just because somebody does it, there's nothing that so much is so special about them. Yes, somebody may have that inner talent in them, but this is a skill that I would tell you that I've personally been able to develop from zero, and you too can actually be able to develop. So Isabella, that's what I just wanted to share on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. That is amazing. Thank you for the advice you have given to us professionals. Any professionals that are present, I hope you have heard the message. I hope you have understood what you need to do. You need to enroll in these classes. You need to develop yourself, grow yourself, so that when you're in a room, you're presenting reports, you're presenting something, you don't have that too much fear in yourself. You also have to be confident about yourself. And then someone at the end of the day will be like, yes, this is amazing. This is nice. Congratulations. So thank you, Coach. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Coach David. And I would like now to invite Coach David Asanga to tell us about the program that we are going to have that will be starting next week about public speaking and communication mentorship. And I'm going to share the screen of the flyer, and then Coach David is going to take us through on the program. You're most welcome, Coach David.
Okay, thank you, Isabella. Thank you, Samuel, for that well-justified answer. How to cope with stage fright and fear is normal. It's normal. If you are not afraid, then maybe you are from Mars. Okay, the program, somebody is even asking here, how do I join? You can, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. The program is a 5 weeks program. 5 weeks. So we're starting on Wednesday, this Wednesday. Sorry, not this, next week, Wednesday, we're starting, and it's going to be online. So we start by 7:30 to 9:30 thereabout. Yeah, 9:30. So it's online. So on Wednesday is an open house. So the same way we are here today, invite your friends. Next week, Wednesday, we are also going to be here. It's an open house, just for you to have a taste. We have people that have been in this program. Samuel has just mentioned Isabella. You needed to hear Isabella the first time she spoke, the video she did. And now there's a great improvement. I cannot stop. The list is endless. You've heard about Mrs. Anna, who just came back from a presentation. Her speaking skills. In fact, she was a very good speaker. But then, like I told you at the beginning, you have speakers, you have communicators. Some speakers, they are very good. They are born speakers like me. I'm a born speaker. But then, do you have the structure? Do you have the method? There's the method. There's the structure. Are you clear? Clarity. Very important. Clarity. So when you join the program, we help you to be structured. Not just speaking anything that comes to your mind. No, you have to structure your communication. If you're talking about something, you structure it. And then structure also comes with time management. You have been given a 5-minute speech. You don't go beyond it. You don't go less. That you may go less just by some seconds, but not so less because you are frightened. So we help you with that. How do you command the room? Just like we are talking now. We also help you. Also, Samuel talked about the science of speaking. There is also the business of speaking. Like me now, I'm into the business of speaking. Samuel is also into the business of speaking. And we are growing it. We have not arrived. Nobody has arrived on this earth. The day you arrive, then it means you are 6 feet. So there is a business of speaking. There's a science of speaking. How do you convert your talent from talent to skills? How do you speak? How do you command the room? Very important. How do you gain confidence that you're in a place, you have experts, they are there, and yet you want your voice to be heard? How do you go about it? Do you just keep quiet because the experts are there and you're not an expert? Those are things that we will help you to groom. Communication also is there. How do you get understood? How do you analyze your audience? Your audience asks 3 questions. Are you competent? Samuel talked about it. Competence. They also asked about your character. I know these days, not many people talk about character, but I'm big on that as a public speaker. What is your character? How is your integrity life? So, can you help me? Competence. Do you have character? That's number 2, the second C. Can I trust you? Then number 3, do you care for me? How do you love people? Do you love people? If you don't love people, you can't be in the business of public speaking. Also, you can't talk to people. Then we help you with your message, crafting your message, coming up with your speaking message or your purpose message, finding your voice. You don't just speak about everything. If everything you're speaking about is what you are called to do, then everything is not important. So where do you find your niche? I speak about marriage. I speak about public speaking. I speak about communication. Those are my areas. I speak about faith. I'm a preacher of the gospel. I speak about growth. I speak about relationship. I have relationship and marriage conference I organize every year because of the ordeal I went through, my marriage. I want to help people who are in the divorce, arena. How do you come out from it, especially in a world where you have stigma of people who are divorced, but then they are afraid to come to the society to be who they have been called to be. How do you package your pain? You've gone through pain. How do you, someone talked about, we had a Communicating for Life Change conference, Convergence, just recently. And he talked about the impact framework. And in there, he talked about the P in impact, IMPACT, P, package your knowledge. How do you package your knowledge? How do you package it? How do you want people, or what do you want people to know you for? Not just everywhere. Are you an accountant? Are you passionate about it? Do you want people to know you about accounting? So how do you package it? Do you love talking about mental health? How do you package it? There is a Charity who just finished. She loves leadership. She has a channel, Come Alive. She loves to talk about even young girls. There's Ruth Musime. Many of us are talking about marriage, accounting, this, mental health, but Musime is saying, no. Me, I want to deal with sustainability. And that's her area. And you can go on LinkedIn, you see her talking there, and people are connecting with her. You see her on the field. That's her message. Very, very passionate about it. So your message is about your experience, your knowledge, also what you have gone through, your pain. So we help you in all this. There is also Charlotte, who is passionate about the young child, the young ladies, the young girls. There's also Evelyn, Mama Evelyn. She's a secretary, and she said, no, me, my own, I want to deal with secretaries. How do they involve? Can you imagine that? An area that people are not looking into. Evelyn is saying, no, I want to help secretaries, administrators. Who else can I mention? There's Kenneth. When Kenneth joined the program, a very good speaker, an orator, he will speak and you begin to be moved. But then there was need for structure. When he did the first assignment, we put everything together and we gave him a very thorough feedback. And that's what you also experience here, thorough feedback. And also when he did his presentation on PowerPoint, which will also help you with, everybody saw that there is not everything
Yeah,
I think we
think
have
that
lost Coach.
yeah, David is a bit off, but I think maybe just to add and say that this is an opportunity for each one of us. Either you're employed, you're an entrepreneur, or you're into consulting. Each one of us need to be able to share our messages, and we've seen a lot of transformation from our participants. Maybe at this point in time, Isabella, would you want to just have some of the people share their testimonials to also just share their experiences as well?
Yes, please. Thank you, Coach. Anna Muhawe, are you on? I would like you. I'm requesting you to share with us your experience, how the journey was for you from the time you started the mentorship program to the end and up to today, and how it's impacting your life. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Isabella, and thank you, Coach, for sharing. I joined the program, and in fact, I've shared even before that when I told my boss that I was joining a public speaking program, the first question was like, but you're already speaking, so what else do you want to learn? So that will happen to you sometimes. People make it seem like you are already there. But when I joined the class, I realized that there's always so much to learn all the time. There's always something new that you can learn. For example, I was someone who was always speaking without pausing. And then David taught us to pause. You're just speaking, thinking about yourself and the message you're delivering, but the mode of how you're delivering, are people able to link with you, to connect with you, and to get the message? And then we would record videos, and when we would record the videos and get feedback, you would realize how many filler words you used, for example. And then I realized, you know, how you keep saying, oh, you know, and what, and all those filler words that you keep using. And then I can really say that my speaking has my public speaking has improved greatly. Just like Coach shared, I was recently at an international conference, and I knew that for sure the way I am speaking at the conference is not how I would have spoken prior to taking the conference, the training. For example, about the hook, how do I start and make the call, the chat interesting? How do I make it memorable? How about the flow? How about the slides? All these were valuable lessons that I got from the program. So my speaking has greatly improved. Doors have opened for me because of how I've been able to present myself. I remember the first time they told me, so you'll do a World Cafe, like a round table discussion. I'm like, 5 minutes, but yes, I was able to deliver value in 5 minutes just because of that training that I went through on this program. So I really encourage everyone if you want to find your voice, if you're in a place where you think that you're doing so much, but you don't know how to tell the story, you're not able to communicate exactly what you're doing, that's how you end up in a situation where they say, unfortunately, people speak louder than you, who is doing the most, and then they end up getting the recognition and the with just being able to speak better than you do, communicate what they are doing, yet you're doing much more than them. I encourage all of you, if you want to take your career, your business, and your life to a better level, kindly sign up for the program. Thank you so much, Isabella, for the opportunity to share my experience.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for sharing your experience, and we are very happy for you and glad that opportunities opened up for you. Sharon, are you present? You could share with us your experience also. Sharon?
Which Sharon in particular?
Sharon, you Nabaka.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
present. Thank you for the opportunity. So public speaking for me, it has helped me in many ways. And being that I try to work with David Asanga with the School of Communication and Influence. Every time I listen to these classes, something new, I learn something new. For instance, most of the time we talk about public speaking and communication, we think that you're going to be as someone called out of the group to just speak, because there is a difference between speaking and communicating. And most of us, the truth is, we have just been speaking, not communicating, because communication involves connecting with people. So it has helped me to understand that when I'm delivering this message, it's not about me, it's about connecting with people. And it has helped me with TrueQuest that those videos, parents have been coming to me asking me how they can start homeschooling their children. So it shows that when you're speaking and you're giving personal stories or experiences, somehow people connect with you and then they are able to reach out to you for more help. So it has really helped me to really understand the difference between public speaking and also communicating, and also improve on how I deliver my message. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for sharing your experience, and we are glad that you're able to be in leadership and also collaborate with the School of Communication by Coach David. Coach David, do you have any closing remarks? You were still telling us about
before I do any closing remarks, let me just add to what Sharon has said. Sharon joined the public speaking and communication mentorship program. Yes, she was shy. She had a lot of ideas, but she couldn't communicate it. And one of the things we do after the class is to give you a 30 days challenge, 30 days challenge. So Sharon was part of it. Then who again? Was it Ruth Musime? She was part of it. And then Charity Nahabwe, pardon my name slaughtering, don't take me to court. And some others who couldn't join, but now they are joining. So when we introduced that 30 days challenge, it was very uncomfortable. It felt like no, we can't do this public speaking and then you're telling us to do a challenge. We requested people to open up their social media if it was dormant, and those who did not have any social media platform to go ahead and open at least one: LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just open it and start posting videos. Now those videos boils down to your message, your messaging. Remember, before I went off, I was talking about what is your message. You don't just speak about everything. Samuel, when we talk of Samuel, what comes to your mind is finance, business strategies, now public speaking, and maybe in the future, what we don't know what is going to add, or maybe drama. Maybe it's going to be acting. We don't know. But you have a picture, and the more you evolve, your message is becoming narrower. Now, even if tomorrow Samuel talks about drama, or he talks about mental health, you will not question him that why is he talking about that? Why? Because he has proven himself that he's a speaker. So he may not be talking in the area that he knows so much, but he can give an idea to various areas. That is when now we say you're a thought leader. You are a transformational leader. You speak to something. People want to hear your voice. There are 5 levels of communication. The requirement level, where because of your position, you are bound to speak and people listen to you. If it is not your position, they will not listen to you. Then you have the other, communication levels. The level where, because of the legacy, because of the value you bring, people now listen to you. You can give a thought to something. You can give a say. People want to hear you say about marriage, but you are not married. You are a single woman. You are a single man. But because you have carried yourself as a thought leader over time, even though you are not in that aspect, so your messaging becomes very important. And so that video challenge was helping many of them. Charity was so passionate about leadership. So she's a tax person. I didn't say tax collector. She's a tax practitioner. But then she had passion for leadership. And then that video challenge helped her. So at the end of it, True Quest was born for Sharon. For Charity, it was Come Alive. She began to speak. So the public speaking is not just teaching you the techniques. That is very important. But how do you discover yourself after that? What do you now do after that with the skill? How do you transfer your skills now to become transferable or rewardable for those of you who want to still continue? How do you start getting money from it? Some people joined and knew that they could write, and now some of them are writing books. Some of them say, oh, I can write, to lend my voice to things. Sharon just finished writing a book, and she gave me to do a forward. She didn't have all this when she was just there. So joining the public speaking and communication mentorship program is key. They are not just talking. You hear Madam Anna saying, I was good, I did a lot. Some of you will be doubting and say, oh, they pay these people. This is not church. We are not paying you to come and give miracle testimony. And we are not those kind of people. No. If you want to look for those kind of people, look for those kind of churches. They are there. They pay you money to come and talk. We didn't pay Isabel to moderate. We didn't pay Sharon. We didn't pay Anna. We didn't pay anybody here to come and say, the thing helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. Whereas they are very poor in their speaking. No. How much can we even pay? How much can we pay? Anna is just coming from Canada. How much did we pay her to try to fly from Canada to come and talk here? No. If you're there still doubting, join yourself and see whether this thing is real. Seeing is believing. My father used to say, how can you be in the river and you're crying that soap is in your eye? There's a problem. You're in the river, in the sea, full of water, and you're crying that soap is in your eye. You can't be on this call and say all these people are just saying things when the public speaking thing is starting on Wednesday and you don't want to join. Join. That is what I can say. If that can serve as my closing remark, it's okay.
Yes. You have heard it yourself from the main man, from the signature speaker himself. Thank you so much, Coach David. Thank you for the insightful words. Thank you for your testimonials, Sharon and Anna. we have very many people that graduated. We had cohort 1 and cohort 2, and we are so grateful for the opportunities that Transformational Professionals Club has put before us so that we can learn, grow, develop, and get opportunities, because there are very many opportunities out there and they are for us to grab, not for anyone else. So with us learning these skills, with us grabbing these opportunities, it will be better for us in the end of it all. And with that, we are the future of tomorrow. We are the world now. And with that, maybe I can get someone to give a vote of thanks to our speakers this evening. Any volunteer? Let's see someone who wants to be a speaker. Any volunteer that can give us a vote of thanks?
Before the vote of thanks, if you're going to join, reach out to us immediately, so that we can sign you up. This is not just about money. No, it's about transformation. And the Transformational Professionals Club, it also exists because of that. So I'm not here to take your money. It's not about money. You can go to other places and they eat your money, but not here. We're not eating your money. We are giving you value for money. So if you feel that this is for you, please join now. Don't regret that you have a presentation and you say, they told me to join public speaker. Now they are in the 3rd week. No. Join now. Don't delay. The law of diminishing intent says that the more you delay to take action, the more you will not do it. The law of diminishing intent. Think about that. Okay, over to the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Coach. Anyone to grab the opportunity? Anyone? Okay,
The vote of thanks is you opening your mic and talk. I see Robert Wanji giving vote of thanks by writing. No, you can't wink at a girl in the dark. We are not seeing you. So open your mouth and speak. If you're giving the vote of thanks, don't write it. Speak out.
Robert, please.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Robert.
I say thank you for the opportunity. I'm called Wangi Robert. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Coach Samuel and Coach David for making public speaking and communication more understandable, where they have shared a lot of insights. But today's evening, I want us to go with at least these 3. Wow. One was, if 2 or more people have gathered, public speaking has already started.
Wow.
It's not only about jumping on the stages. The second one was about, if you have to be a good public speaker, you must be a good reader. And lastly was for us to join speaking clubs and communities where we can get guidance to help us identify our blind spots. Thank you, Coach David and Coach Samuel, and thank you, Isabel, for moderating this session. Good night, everyone.
Wow, thank you, Robert. As you can see, you're already a speaker. You have gotten your fears out, and now you can be able to speak, and we have gotten something. So thank you for attending. Thank you for coming on this call. We are grateful for your time, and we continue to inform you that the session, the classes, the training starts next week on Wednesday. Please sign up, do not miss, and it will be insightful. It will impact your lives in a better way. Thank you all for coming, and I would like to give us a closing prayer. So let us humble ourselves and we pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for this moment. We thank you for this session. We thank you for everyone that was logged in on this call. We thank you for the time that you have given us. And we thank you for our coaches, Coach David and Coach Samuel. We thank you for the programs that you have input in their minds so that they can help us to grow and develop and connect. And we thank you that in future, it is us that will be glorifying your name because of these opportunities that you bring before us. We thank you and we praise your name. We pray through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you all for joining in once again, and have a good evening.
Wow, thank you, Isabel, for being a
Thank
very
you,
powerful moderator.
Isabella.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Isabella, and thank you everyone that has come through tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Samuel.